Our photo walk today is actually a road trip, a 4-hour drive from Los Angeles to Las Vegas. This is a drive that many people think is rather slow and boring.
Are we there yet? Are we there yet?
And I beg to differ. I think there are many photo highlights of this trip through the desert, starting with these big, beautiful Joshua trees.
So we're going to drive up Route 15 through the California desert, where we're going to capture some of my favorite desert scenery en route. A quick driving tip, much of this ride is primarily a 2-lane affair that can get really congested if you leave at the wrong time. So the earlier you head out, the better for you. And when you do come back from Las Vegas on Sunday, that means no later than 10 a.m. or your ride is going to look like this.
As always, you do not need to go out and buy a bunch of fancy gear to join me on the photo walk. I will be using the camera that most of you are probably using for most of my shots anyway. I've got an iPhone 12 Pro here. Any good smartphone will do you just great.
Hesperia is our first glimpse of the desert after you've left Ontario and gotten to Route 15. It's where I shot my stand-up on the side of the road and got those shots of Joshua trees. Now it's cool, but it gets better as we get closer to Vegas. About a half-hour away is Victorville, the last big city you'll see until you get to Vegas. Population is just over 120,000 people. Now, Victorville was once considered a gateway to old Route 66 and a train stop. It was home to the Roy Rogers and Dale Evans Museum, which is long gone, and Route 66 has seen better days. On the brighter side, check out the rock faces carved by local area rocks. Exit at Stoddard Wells Road. And if you have the time, stay on Old Route 66 going north and stop at Elmer's Bottle Tree Ranch. This is a collection of bottles like you've never seen before, and it really screams roadside America.
Barstow is your halfway point for the ride, and sadly not a lot here besides fast food restaurants, gas, and electric car charging. Barstow has an old train station that's been turned into a mini mall with a McDonald's and other restaurants, gift shops, and it attracts mobs from bus tours. Our advice, keep going. The really cool stuff is down that way towards Yermo and Baker. For charging, the city of Yermo is 13 miles down the road, bringing you to true, authentic desert. You'll find 40 charging stations, a whole lot of abandoned old buildings that scream photo stop, photo stop, photo stop, and our favorite eating place on this LA to Vegas trip, Peggy Sue's Diner, a must stop.
Let's get back on the road.
Baker is the town that time forgot. You got a bunch of abandoned motels, restaurants, gas stations. What a photo op! If Baker is known for anything, it's having the world's largest thermometer, which could be seen for miles and miles. The irony, of course, is that for much of the year, it's so hot in Baker that temps top 100 degrees plus. You really don't need to read anything to find this out. So believe it or not, Baker was once a thriving rest stop, but as air conditioners got much better and the Las Vegas hotels got way more plentiful, well, Baker sadly fell on hard times. It's between Baker and Vegas where the Joshua trees start to get really cool and highly photographable. There's also some great sand dunes down the road. Baker is the gateway to Death Valley National Park and the home, of course, of the Mad Greek. Not that you could ever forget that. Mad Creek billboards are plastered all through your drive, and there's a second Mad Creek coming up at State Line about 45 minutes down the road. Despite all the closures, you can still get gas and electrical charge and food in Baker, everything from burgers and jerky to, of course, the hero. Next stop, State Line, Nevada or bust.
So there's not much in State Line at the city of Primm. Well, there's an outlet mall and there's gas and electric charging stations in 2 casinos. You'll, of course, like me, want to get a selfie in front of the Welcome to Nevada sign. The last great selfie spot on this trip is about 30 more minutes down the road. It's called 7 Magic Mountains. It's an art installation of 7 day-glow totems in the Mojave. You'll also have more wide-open access to Joshua trees here than anywhere else on the trip, so I recommend stopping. Now, I gotta admit, my afternoon shots pale compared to what's on the website, so if you've got the time, plan your visit accordingly.
And that's our road trip from LA to Las Vegas. Do me a favor, please stay tuned for part 2 of this episode on the Strip. Where else? Photo walking Las Vegas in search of classic neon and the best photo spots in Glitter Gulch. I'm Jefferson Graham. Thanks for watching. Do me a favor, please subscribe, like, share, and comment, all those good things. And I'll see you in Vegas.